This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from our local province of Biafra. We are here live and direct. Today is the 10th day of May 2025. Tata Bo Obochiori being Saturday. As you may know, we are in our remembrance month. As you may know, we are in our remembrance. This is our own holy month, please. We are in a sober mood, remembering those that died that we may live, those that paid the ultimate sacrifice, those that lay the legacy that we are enjoying today. Therefore, without taking any much time, I will bring in the European representative, Mazi Jonathan, with his team of coordinators in order to address Biafrans. Therefore, please log on to Radio Biafra London in all our platforms in order to listen. Do not miss this program. Mazi, please, the platform is yours. Over to you. Can you hear me, Mazi? Mazi, are you there? Mazi Jonathan, can you hear me? Please go on. Can you hear me? The platform is yours.
Yes, Mazi. Thank you for joining us tonight, as always. And good evening to all Biafrans all over the world. Good morning and good afternoon, depending on your time zone and depending on where you're watching us or listening to us from. My name is Mazi Austin Abanyum. I come from Amike. Amike is in all the province of Biafra land, and by the grace of Chukwuka Biama, I will continue to serve the indigenous people of Biafra in the position as European representative. Today is the 10th of May 2025. As promised, we have come here again with the coordinators in Europe, as we have been coming batch by batch to ensure that we disseminate the important messages we have for Biafrans all over the world, especially those in Europe and in Biafra land. I want to start by thanking Chukwuka Biama for his wonderful work in our lives, for the gift of life, and for sustaining of the lives and blessings we receive on a daily basis. That's the reason why we are able to come tonight to speak. We want to pray to Chukwuka Biama on behalf of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is a prisoner of conscience and who has been in a solitary confinement for the past 4 years in the DSS dungeon in Abuja, the man who committed no crime known to law, who has been persecuted and not prosecuted. The whole world is aware of it. And this is one of the problems that Biafra has been having in the hands of Nigeria. Nigeria was not formed to succeed. It was just a business entity of the British government called the Royal Niger Company. And as we speak today, they still see Nigeria as their business entity. So we all are kind of collateral damage in that contraption called Nigeria. The only solution to reclaim our dignity, our honor, and respect is to restore Biafra. And every other nation that amalgamated into the Nigerian business center, we call it, every other nation who has been unfortunately been amalgamated should also reclaim their dignity and freedom in order to be respected. Nigeria is just a mere geographical expression. There is no Nigerian language. There is no Nigerian attire. And there is no Nigeria speciality. So every nation is on their own. If you are in Nigeria, tell us what the Nigeria language, Nigeria culture, Nigeria everything. There is nothing like that. We have our nationalities inside Nigeria. That's why the country will never make any progress, because nobody is Nigerian, nobody is patriotic, not even those in power. So that's the more reason why we should strive to make sure that IPOB reclaim our dignity and our freedom via a democratic process called referendum. This is the reason why they held our leader captive in Abuja till today, because he said, "Let my people go." We have been treated as second or third class citizens in the country where we contribute the most to make it work, the country where we have invested more than any other tribe or nation in that amalgamation, but we are being treated as third class citizens and have been offered as sacrifice to make Nigeria work. But we have come to say that enough is enough. That's why they should release our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As many courts of jurisdictions have, decided, including the UN itself. We have every right to agitate. It is in the Constitution of Nigeria that every nationality has the right to agitate for their freedom. So that's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime, despite all the blackmails, abductions, all the shenanigans of the zoo government and their cronies. We have remained unperturbed. Therefore, we pray that Chukwu Kabiam will bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and give him more strength to endure until they let him go, because they have no reason to keep holding him there. I want to also pray for DOS, that Chukwu Kabiam will continue to sustain the DOS, especially the head of Directorate, Mazi Dozem, and his deputy, Mazi Rumike, and the rest of them who are working assiduously to ensure that this movement remains successful and incorruptible. I pray for all the national coordinators in Europe and all around the world. I pray for the zonal coordinators, principal officers, and all members of IPOB in Europe and all over the world. Chukwu Kabiam will come to bless you and your families, those who stand firm with this leadership, especially since 2021, when our leader was kidnapped in Kenya and extraordinary rendition to zoo called Nigeria. That's when we knew who were the 100 that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has prophesied about. The 100 men and women have remained consistent, have remained incorruptible, have remained unperturbed and resolute. We pray that Chukwu will continue to bless and support all of you and your families, and you shall all live to see Biafra restored. In the name of Chukwu Kabiam. So we have come to call the zoo government and their kangaroo court process to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and without more delay, because justice denied, it is against the law of nature. It's against the law of nature, against the law of UN, against any international and local laws to hold an innocent man in a solitary confinement for more than 4 years now. They should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Enough is enough. And the issue of Igbophobia should end. Let us be free. If you don't want us in the zoo called Nigeria, let us go and build our own nation. That's not asking for too much at all. Let us go, let us be free and do our own business ourselves and build our own nation, determine our own political and economic policies by ourselves. That's not asking for too much. We want to pray for ESN. We have continued to say that ESN is the backbone of our struggle. They are the last line of defense. They are the reason why we still mention the name Biafra today, because the plan of the enemies, the Nigeria government, their politicians, and those who contributed money to go and kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, their evil plan was to destroy IPOB when Nnamdi Kanu will be kidnapped. But with the help of Chukwu Okabiama, who has been the author and the finisher of our faith and our movement, who has been presiding over the affairs of this struggle, has given us the wisdom, the knowledge, and every other thing that we need to make sure that this struggle is not destroyed. So ESN has played a major role in making sure that Biafra land is safe, especially in our farms, and protecting our parents, our siblings who go to farm, that they can go and farm without being molested, without being raped, without being killed unnecessarily by the Fulani terrorists who are masquerading as headmen. So ESN, we pray that Chukwu will continue to sustain them as well and give them victory in every attempt they make to defend and protect our land, our crops, and our people. And we will continue to support them as long as Chukwu Okabiama live. We shall continue to support the ESN. And I want to use this medium to appeal to everyone who is listening, whether you are a Biafran or non-Biafrans. We appeal to you to support ESN. You can do so by going to the IPOB website, www.ipob.org, that is .org. You will see the possibility to donate to support ESN because of the work they are doing. Especially now that the Directorate of State has launched the Agricultural Revolution Project in Biafra land to ensure that we have food surplus in our land and food security for our people, because the enemies have come by using hunger as a weapon of war to subjugate our people and to condition them to beggars, to almajiris. Because if you have no eating, you have no time to defend yourself or ask for your right. So that's why food is very, very important in every surviving nation. There must be food security. They must be able to feed themselves. And that's what Biafrans are doing by the leadership of this movement, the Directorate of State. So we also pray that everyone should support this movement, support the Agricultural Revolution Project, which is helping to ensure that our people are not starving as the enemies have planned. And ESN is also playing a major role by protecting those farmlands and the farmers themselves. So this is something that every IPOB and every non-IPOB member should emulate, go to farms and ensure that we have food surplus in our land. Very, very important. Thirdly, another point that I want to raise tonight is about security. As we have already mentioned last time, the security situation in Biafra land or in Nigeria as a whole is very, very shambolic, very, very porous because of the wanton killings on a daily basis by the Fulani terrorists who were working in connivance with the Nigerian government to ensure that the indigenous people of Nigeria are destroyed, their land taken by the Fulanis. Because Fulanis originally are not indigenous to Biafra. They are not indigenous to Nigeria. They have no historical evidence of being the owner of any portion of land in the geopolitical space called Nigeria. Fulanis are foreigners. They are invaders. Now they are trying to use this opportunity to grab lands from the owners of the land by killing them. This is happening in many states in Nigeria. I'm sure many people are aware of this. Plateau State, Benue State, Kaduna State, Niger State, Zamfara, and the rest of the states, they are active doing that. Killing people, now even in Yoruba land. As far as Yoruba land, they have come there to kill people in Biafra land. But we thank Chukwuoke that we have ESN in the forest who are there to wedge them from penetrating our land, because they come through the forest, and after killing the villagers, they will occupy the land and rename it to their own. And we have vowed that as long as this movement and as long as this generation is alive, IPOB will never let it happen under our watch. Biafra land must be safe. Biafra land belongs to us. We are not going to invade anyone to take their own land. We just have to say, leave our own land alone and let us build it to our own taste and for our own people. If you want to come as a foreigner, you come and rent a house and live in Biafra land, do your business and pay your tax, but not in the forest. That's what we said, and that's why they arrested Mazi Jonathan. We maintain that Nigeria is collapsing because it's a lawless country, a country that doesn't even respect their own constitution, does not obey court order. And then what essence is the country? It is a failed state. That are all the attributes of failed states. Nigeria is a failed state as we speak. So we need to make sure that we did not capitulate, we did not retreat or surrender, because very soon we shall be free, whether they like it or not. It is written already in heaven. All we are doing here is to ensure that it's manifested in our own time. Millions of Biafrans have been killed for the sake of our freedom, and we are going to remember them on the 30th of May. So it's also very important that we do not forget the 30th of May is another day to remember. As you see that Europe has been celebrating and remembering their heroes on the 9th of May, which was yesterday. In Russia and many other places, countries who took part in the war, the Second World War, they are remembering also their heroes and heroines, those who paid the ultimate price to ensure that they live today. That is the same thing we are doing, and it is not a call for war. We must remember our heroes, because if you forget your history, that history is bound to repeat itself under your own nose. So we are learning from history, as we remember our heroes, we encourage our living heroes also to do their best to sustain our land, our people, and our nation. So every country will have to, Biafrans all over the world, wherever they are, they have to prepare themselves and observe this 30th of May. I'm sure some of my coordinators here tonight will tell the Biafrans all over the world about their preparedness to celebrate the 30th of May. So this is an action month. The month of May is an action month according to the Directorate of State. So we are coming every week or even twice a week to ensure that every coordinator in Europe will come on air and tell Biafrans how they are preparing for 30th of May and tell them how IPOB is doing in their countries of jurisdiction, and then to pass important messages they have from their own countries of jurisdiction so that Biafrans will be informed and be prepared for what is to come. So I want to encourage you, Biafrans all over the world, especially those in Europe, to continue doing the good work. Biafra must be restored. It is a promise and not a threat. Biafra must be restored under our own watch. We are not going to bequeath the Biafra restoration struggle onto our children or children's children. This generation of Biafrans are going to restore Biafra, and we shall go home to build our own nation. Now I want to call on my coordinators who are present tonight to also address Biafrans. I'm calling on, first of all, Mazi Kenneth Ilanofe Ikechukwu. If you can hear me, please, the floor is yours now to tell us how you are doing in your country where you are the national coordinator. Mazi Ikechukwu, go ahead. The floor is yours now. They will watch next.
Ndewo Mazi Abani, good people of Biafran, I bring you greetings from my assistant, Mazi Madawishi Barnabas Aloy, my zonal coordinators, and Cyprus IPOB at Raj. Great Biafrans, friends of Biafra, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on your time zone. My name is Mazi Ikechukwu Ilanofe. I am from Agro, in Oka province of Biafra. I am serving the good people of Biafra as Cyprus National Coordinator. It's an honor and privilege to be here tonight to address some shortcomings, obstacles, and impediments via our struggle for restoration of Biafra. Thank you, Mazi Abanim, for your steadfastness and guidance toward this struggle. I thank our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and his wife, Lolo Uchechi Okukanu, for her support to our leader, especially in this critical time. I appreciate members of the Directorate of State who are piloting this struggle. Thank you, Mazi Chinedu, for your great work. And thank you, Mazi Jonathan, for your steadfastness. Tonight, IPOB Cyprus reaffirm her loyalty to this leadership of this great movement via the Directorate of State, DOS, under the leadership of Mazi Chinedu. Biafrans, remember what our leader said. Whatever DOS said is what goes. So IPOB Cyprus is strongly behind DOS. I want to use this medium to appreciate IPOB Cyprus for their resoluteness and formidability. Even in all these catastrophes and tribulations in this country, they still keep this struggle alive in this country. I can only say, Jiden Kunuji. IPOB goal is restoration of Biafra. It's either Biafra or Biafra, and there is no other option. No retreat, no surrender. We are fighting for Biafra, where everyone will be equal before the law. We are fighting for Biafra, where everyone will be free. Biafra, where security of lives and properties will be paramount. Biafra, where there will be justice, equity, and fairness. I urge all Biafrans to support Eastern Security Network, ESN. ESN is our last line of defense. Without ESN, we are doomed, because Fulani will overrun our land. I am encouraging every one of us to support Eastern Security Network and continue to support Eastern Security Network, because ESN is our backbone. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to protect, guard, and strengthen our leader, and release him from the dungeon of our enemies. May he direct the path of our Directorate of State and give them wisdom to pilot this struggle to our destination, which is restoration of Biafra. He said, good evening once again, all hail Biafra. Thank you, Mazi Abani.
Ndewo, Mazi Jonathan. Well done for the message you have delivered tonight to Biafrans and lovers of freedom, especially those in Cyprus and in Biafra land. Your words have been taken on record, and I believe Biafrans are happy that you are here tonight to address them. So thank you, and I pray that you continue to do the good work you have been doing in Cyprus. Cyprus is the smallest country we have in IPOB, but they are doing great things, very, very great things in Cyprus. Notwithstanding the economic situation of the country, but you guys are really moving mountains. If I compare you to big countries and where we have population, you are doing very well. I just want to say keep it up, and Chukwuke will bless and protect all of you, and bless your sources of income and give you good health and strength, so that you shall all be alive to reap the fruit of your labors when Biafra is finally restored. Ndewo Mazi, you have done very well. Without wasting much time, I want to call on the next coordinator, who is our Deputy National Coordinator in Norway, Mazi Henry Osigwe. Mazi, if you can hear me from your location, please take on the microphone and address Biafrans. Mazi Osigwe, if you can hear me.
Nishi, I can hear you. I want to say thanks to Chukwu Okike. My name is Henry Osigwe from Umuahia South, Umuahia, Abia Province in Biafra land. I want to thank Chukwu Okike for his grace and his mercy, his love he has shown us. I want to thank our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was kidnapped from Kenya to Biafra land and to Nigeria and held in the DSS Donjo. I want to thank him for his leadership, his knowledge that he has imparted on us. They thought that taking Nnamdi Kanu and putting him in Donjo will stop the struggle, but they forgot that before going there, he has already imparted knowledge on us, how to move this struggle forward. I want to thank Chukwu Okike for protecting him till now, and pray that one day he will come out and lead the massive dance that he has promised Chukwu Okike in Biafra land. Also, I want to thank the DOS for their standing firm, for their formidable. the DOS have gone a lot of challenges, almost 3-4 challenges at the same time, fighting to bring our leader out, fighting to defend themselves, fighting to keep this struggle moving forward. It's not an easy task, but however, Chukwu Okike has continued to give them strength and knowledge and wisdom to move this struggle forward. Also, I want to thank my family here in Norway. I want to thank every one of them because they have been motivating my national and I. They have been strong whenever we call them up in any issue. They always answer us, and it has been so much happiness working with them. Also, I want to announce our 30th of May because it's going to be the way we used to plan, we used to do it in Norway. But however, we still have either our conference or rally that is still on board. That one is still on preparation. Going. Also, I want to call upon all the families in Norway that are still hiding or whatever is holding you people backwards, for you guys to come out and join your family. Come out and join us, Kaimbuibu, and move this forward, and move this struggle forward. You know who to call, you know where to reach. Come out and join everyone. Come out and join us. Also, our heroes that are fighting for Biafra land, the ESN. I want to thank Chukwu Okike for giving them the strength. I don't know, sometimes when I remember those guys, is something of, I don't know. They are so strong. They are so formidable. They are so, they have been our backbone, standing firm, making sure that our mothers, our sisters, they are all going to the farm and doing the work they're supposed to do without being any harass or molest. I want to say Chukwu Okike continue to be with them and guide them, give them the strength. Also, I want to talk about something that came into my mind today, or a while ago or so. I was going through TikTok or social media. I saw a preacher saying, any people or any group of people going against their ancestors, are meant for doom. And he went further to say that every one of us are on a tree, and the tree is our ancestors, and we are the branches. So when you cut yourself off from that tree, you miss the source of nutrient or source of life, and you will die off, or you dry off. So I start meditating or looking on that word. Then I remember what our leader used to say some times ago. He said that his allegiance lies with the dead. One time he was making a broadcast with one of these barristers many years ago. He said his allegiance lies with the dead. Then I asked, wow, okay. If your allegiance lies with the dead, so your allegiance lies with your ancestors. And I start, meditating on these words and looking for going up and down. Then in the Bible, I saw in the Bible, he said in Jeremiah 6:16, he said, follow the way of your ancestors. Some translations said, follow the way of the ancients. Some said, follow the way of the olds. Okay. I keep on looking, gathering all these informations. I said, okay, how does this thing affect Biafrans? How can we put this thing in practice in Biafra or in this our struggle we're doing? And I start looking at the Biafran War. I start looking at IPOB. It's okay. During the Biafran War, according to history and facts and records that are kept during the Biafran War, we found out that the Biafrans are leading this war. We are winning the war before something happened, before sabotage or betrayal happened. What happened? What caused that sabotage and betrayal? Then I look at IPOB. I found out that from the time of the, what do they call that? Well, from the time of the COC, the coordinator of coordinators, till today, we have been having betrayal, sabotaging every time. We have been having one thing or the other. But something is keeping us moving forward. No matter what we get, no matter what comes to our way, IPOB keep standing up. To shake us, we'll stand up, we'll move forward. To shake us, we'll move forward. So I started looking at the prayers, some of the prayers that our leader used to do, and the HOD. Sometimes he will say we should take kola nut and call upon our ancestors for them to come and help on this struggle. Then for that I said, okay, why don't we do something like that? Why don't we call upon all our fallen heroes, all those that have been killed because of Biafra? Because this fight now we're supposed to invite because our director said sometime that when the time will come, even the trees will fight for us. Because now the way it's going now, we'll have to invite every one of them now to come and fight for us, because they cannot be resting in peace. Why? The reason why they are being killed, why they are lying there, hasn't been restored. As our leader said one time, he said, and when Biafra is restored, all those that have been killed or alive that are done one thing or other to restore Biafra, their names will be written in a museum. We'll have a museum where people will go and visit and see names of people that have fight for this struggle. So that's why I'm saying today, let us call upon all our Biafrans, all those that have been killed because of Biafran struggle, those that were killed in Bo, those that have been killed in Aba High School, those that have been killed in Iguacha, Enugu, Ebony, and Umuahia. Let them all rise today. Let them rise on Ike, rise on Orio, rise on Afo, rise on Nkwo. Let them go and fight for us. Let them go wherever anyone that is holding this struggle down, whoever that have vowed that this struggle will not succeed, let them start bringing them down. At last, when Biafra is restored, their names will be written in that museum, and then they will have a final resting place. I want to thank Chukwokike for his grace upon our lives, every one of us Biafrans around the world. I want to say, may you people come out in this holy month of May, that way of remembering our heroes. Come out and join this struggle. Come out and put hand on deck so that the struggle will move forward. I want to thank our brother Jonathan for standing firm in place of our leader. May the Almighty God, Chukwokike Abiyama, may He continue to guide you and protect you. May He give you wisdom and knowledge, since you have brought yourself out to educate Biafrans. May knowledge never lack from you. May He give you what to say, when to say, how to say it. At the end, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will lead the ultimate dance in Biafra land, and we will glorify His holy name, Chukwokike Abiyama. He said, Mazi, over to you, Mazi Abani.
And there were Mazi Osigwe. You have done well, delivered your message from a different angle and calling on our ancestors, especially those who have paid the ultimate price with their own life, to come up and rise to defend our cause. I think it's the highest time we called upon them to do that, because our enemies are formidable. They have come to maim, to kill and destroy. But like I said at the beginning, our struggle is anchored in the mighty name of Chukwu Kabiama. All they are doing is to delay our cause, but they can't stop it. No one born of a woman, no human that is of flesh can stop the restoration of Biafra. All they can do is to delay the restoration of Biafra. But at the end, they must bow to the supremacy of Chukwu Kabiama, who is presiding over the affairs of Biafra Restoration Project. Those who pay the ultimate price should rise. It is the highest time they rose to fight this war with us and for us, so that they also may rejoice in what they have done and what they have paid the ultimate price for. History has, told us how much Biafrans have been killed, especially during the pogrom of 1966, when they killed tens of thousands of Biafrans and put their dead bodies in the train that is coming to Biafra land. This is the worst pogrom ever recorded by any nation on earth. This is to tell you, we have killed you, what can you do? Sending the dead bodies of our people in trains coming to Biafra land from the north. But the good thing in all this is that there is what is called comeuppance or karma. If you look at those who killed our people in mass and beheaded them, put their bodies in pieces and send them into train coming to Biafra land, their land is not safe as we speak. This is the reward. Look at Jandajima, look at Gowon. The reason why Chukwu Kabiama kept Gowon alive is to see the consequences of his atrocity against innocent people, innocent Biafrans. You killed women and children, even pregnant women were killed, and their fetus taken off their womb and smashed on the ground to make sure that there is no remnant. That was ethnic cleansing. The same way the Fulani terrorists are killing them now in that part of the zoo called Nigeria. So it is the consequences of what they have done to Biafra. But that's not yet enough. Gowon will live to see the restoration of Biafra before he dies. Chukwu knows why he kept him alive till now, that he may witness the outcome of the atrocities he committed, and then the liberation of the people he fought to stop. He colluded with the Fulani-led Nigeria government and killed fellow Christians. Imagine that. You call yourself a Christian, and then naturally we should be brothers and sisters in Christ. But you killed us to defend the Fulani oligarchy and the Fulani hegemony. And then they defend the British business empire called Nigeria. That's why that name is a curse. Like our leader said, the name Nigeria is a curse, and we never identify ourselves as Nigerians. We are Biafrans or we are Igbos. Nothing more, nothing less. Nigeria is not a country. I said it, and I made bold to say it again. Nigeria is not a country. It's a mere geographical expression of that particular area. If you go to Nigeria, ask somebody, are you a Nigerian? They will tell you no. They'll call their nation. whether it's Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Ejo, Robo, Ishekiri, Igala, Idoma, they will name their own tribe, their own nation. That's why you know that you don't have a country called Nigeria. The same way they will tell you the Nigeria dish they know is their own nation. They will call you their own food, their own dresses, their own language, their own religion. Nigeria is not a nation. Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is a contraption. We make bold to say it. If you have any argument, bring it to us. Then we are going to dissect it. So that's one of the reasons why we have to, make sure that the Biafra struggle achieve its conclusive end very soon, so that our people all over the world, scattered, may come home and build a nation of their dream. A nation where our children born in diaspora can come home and feel at home. A nation where we are going to respect human life and the rule of law. We have to show Nigeria, if Nigeria will be still in existence, by then they will see what is called a civilized nation, that it is possible. We all live here in Western world. With time, we come to adapt to the system. It is not difficult to live in a democratic nation. Abide by the law and then get punished by the law. If you offend the law, you get punished. There is nothing like bribery and corruption. Nothing like that. Everybody is under the law. Only in Nigeria, some people are above the law. As long as you have connections, you have money, you can do whatever you like and you go scot-free. That's why Fulanis, after killing people, after destroying a whole village, none of them is called to book. None of them is arrested. None of them is taken to court. But if you kill one of them as in a self-defense, then they will take you to court. They will jail you or kill you. So who is fooling who? We cannot say we are in one country with a lopsided rule and regulation and a kangaroo court where the highest bidder get justice. No, we have said no to Nigeria, and we continue to say that until Biafra is restored. That means we are not going to give up, notwithstanding your shenanigans, your blackmail, abduction, and killings, extrajudicial killings of Biafran, kidnap. We are not going to stop until you give us referendum. And after the referendum, as I said last time that we came on air, if we Biafrans go to referendum and we lose, then we are going to hands up and abandon the Biafra restoration project. Without any referendum, we're not going to stop. We go nowhere. So we want to, as Chukwuka, want to continue to sustain this struggle, sustain the people who are making it happening in every country where they are, including those in Biafra land who are bearing the brunt of the atrocities by the Nigeria government and their cronies, those politicians who have sold their birthright for the pot of porridge, who are not thinking about tomorrow, but for what they can gain now. That's why they are cross-carpeting to APC because of money and power. Because none of them has any ideology. If you have an ideology, if your party doesn't win, you go back to the drawing board and see what you can do to gain more votes, gain more supporters in the next election. Not jumping from one party to the other just to get power and to get money. This is a sign that Nigeria is a failed state. There is no ideology. Everybody is coming to steal. No one is coming to make any sacrifice for the betterment of the people. From year to year, people are getting poorer. If you say it, they will attack you, as they're attacking P2B recently. They don't want to hear the truth because they are the center of darkness. Whenever they see any light shining from anywhere, they will run to block it because they want to remain in darkness. That's why our leader, Mazi Jonathan, called them zoo. When you call them zoo, they become offended. But what they do is even worse than zoo, because zoo is a bit organized. If you come to the Western world here, zoos are very clean, organized, and even a place of visit where you can visit and spend your whole day with your kids watching the animals. But in Nigeria, you are not even safe to go there with your kids. So it's worse than a zoo. So we are making bold to say that nothing can stop the restoration of Biafra. The zoo, we reiterate that the zoo government should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and stop the kangaroo trial. There is no justice in Nigeria, and the truth is always suppressed, but there is no evidence of any crime or any offense against our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or even the ESN. ESN is a vigilante group, as you have in every other community and every other nation in Biafra land or in the zoo called Nigeria. ESN is a vigilante group and is under the law allowed for you to secure your own people, especially when the police and the army have failed to do their work. As the director of the DSS has said recently, and Danjuma himself, those who have been in the military, those who have been in the leadership positions are telling us to arm ourselves and defend ourselves. Then why is it that when Nnamdi Kanu said his own will be, turned around and it become offensive? He said this 12 to 13 years ago, but now everything is coming to pass. So they should be ashamed that they can only see now what he saw 12 years ago and started lamenting about it. They should release him and apologize to him. That is the message we have tonight for Biafrans all over the world and lovers of freedom. We want to thank you for your listenership and pray that you continue to support the Restoration of Biafra project, support the agricultural revolution launched by the DOS, support the ESN who are defending our land, our people, and the crops, and those who are our backbone, who abandoned the comfort of their homes, went into the forest to live there and wage war, invisible war, secret war, clandestine war against the marauding Fulani terrorists who are claiming to be Fulani headsmen, but we know they are not. So we have learned from history. We are not going to let history repeat itself in our own time and under our own watch. ESN have come to stay, IPOB has come to stay, and our goal is Biafra restoration. Nobody on earth can stop it. So thank you, Biafrans all over the world, for your listenership tonight. Thank you, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, for the good work you've been doing and continue to do for the restoration of Biafra. Your names shall be written in gold. I want to say good night and goodbye from Switzerland. All hail Biafra.
Ndewo Mazi, thank you for the analysis or analogy and the broadcast. And the Biafrans and lovers of freedom, you've had it. We have come to the end of the program for today. And from me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, together with all the rest of the speakers today, it is simply good evening.
There goes the time. The whole wide world will welcome the rising
Welcome to IPOB Rapture Media, IPOB Call to Action, Biafran's Return to Farming, Invest in Agriculture. Have you ever paused to question the importance of self-sufficiency in food production, food self-sufficiency, or the ability of a nation to feed its own people from its own resources, plays a pivotal role in securing a country's future? It's more than just filling our bellies. It's about nourishing our economy, our workforce, and our independence. Imagine being at the mercy of external sources for your daily bread. It's like a constant game of tug-of-war at where your sustenance is the rope. Any moment the balance could tip and you'd be left scrambling for resources. This reliance could pose potential threats to national security and economic stability. Outsourcing our food needs puts us in a vulnerable position, susceptible to price hikes, supply chain disruptions, or even political manipulations. But let's flip the coin and look at the benefits of self-sufficiency in food production. Firstly, it empowers our economy. When we invest in agriculture, we're not just planting seeds in the soil, we're sowing the seeds of economic growth. The farm-to-table journey involves many hands, from farmers to transporters, from retailers to restaurateurs. Each link in this chain represents a job, a livelihood, a boost to our economy. Secondly, it ensures food security. By growing our own food, we can control the quality and quantity of our produce. We're also less likely to experience food shortages, ensuring that no one in our community goes to bed hungry. Lastly, it promotes sustainability. Agriculture done right can be a tool for environmental conservation, preserving our land's fertility for future generations. So you see, self-sufficiency in food production is not just a matter of pride, it's a matter of survival, of economic prosperity, and of national security. Understanding the importance of food self-sufficiency sets the stage for our discussion on the call to action from IPOB. Recently, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, called on Biafrans to return to farming and invest heavily in agriculture. This is not just a call to action, but a clarion call for survival and self-sufficiency. The world is on the brink of a food crisis, and Nigeria is no exception. An impending famine looms large, threatening to cast a dark shadow over the land. But here's the thing, Biafrans are not destined to be victims, but victors. IPOB, led by the indomitable Mazi Jonathan, believes that Biafra has the means and the fertile lands to avert this impending danger. This call to action isn't just about planting seeds in the ground, but planting seeds of hope, resilience, and self-reliance. And it's not just about farming. It's about creating an entire ecosystem that supports agriculture, from cash crops to animal husbandry. It's about building agricultural cottage industries that process and preserve agricultural products for export, turning Biafra into a powerhouse of agricultural productivity. So where do you come in? IPOB is appealing to all Biafran's philanthropists to support farmers in their communities. But this support doesn't only mean giving temporary food items, it means providing